Fitness to practice hearing. His Honour Mr. Justice Moyes presiding.
Okay, let's get on with it. What's the first case, Miss Gilberry?
The GDC against Mr. Naughty Rascal, Your Honour.
Right, let's have him up. What's the charge, Miss Gilberry?
That Mr. Rascal, being a registered dentist, failed to adequately carry out necessary treatment for patient A, kept inadequate and incomplete records, and failed to act in the patient's best interests.
You've heard the charges, Mr. Rascal. How do you wish to plead?
Not guilty.
Speak up, man.
Not guilty, Your Honour.
We'll see about that. Would you present the case for the prosecution, Miss Gilberry?
The prosecution will show that Mr. Rascal failed to restore the patient's upper left 6, giving the excuse that the patient failed to attend her appointments, simply entering DNA on the record card. The defendant failed to qualify in the notes the patient's perfectly reasonable explanation that on the first occasion she was overcome with grief because her friend at number 22's goldfish had died, and on the second occasion she was waiting in for the pizza delivery man. Also, the defendant insisted on payment for previous work carried out, even though the patient explained she had to pay for her Sky package and holiday in Benidorm and couldn't afford it. Insisting on payment in the knowledge this might cause financial problems for the patient was obviously not acting in her best interests.
Sounds a pretty open and shut case to me. Does anyone want to say anything on behalf of the defendant before I pass sentence?
Yes, Your Honour. I would just like to say that my client was only trying to do his job to the best of his ability under very difficult circumstances.
Nonsense. He's clearly a bounder and a rotter, and he's going to be struck off. We don't want to hear any more from you. However, before we proceed to the formality of sentencing the deceased, I mean defendant, I think we'd all rather enjoy hearing evidence from the prosecution. Do you have anyone you'd like to call as a witness, Evelyn?
Yes, Your Honour. I'd like to call Mrs. Ethel Scoggins.
Call Ethel Scoggins.
Are you Ethel Scoggins?
Yes, I am.
And were you a patient of Mr. Naughty Rascal?
I was.
And were you grievously harmed and distressed by the incompetent, negligent treatment you received from Mr. Rascal?
Yeah.
And can you see Mr. Rascal anywhere here in this courtroom?
Yeah, there. That's a man there.
No more questions, Your Honour.
Splendid. I therefore find the defendant guilty as charged. Mr. Rascal, as it has been shown, you are unquestionably a ghastly oik, and without doubt unfit to practice. Your name will be erased from the register forthwith. Take him away. Right. Next case.